What's going on, guys? It's Will with Clash of Clans Crusades. Welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be taking a look at some attacks against Town Hall 15 and 16s using some of the most insane armies you'll see. You're going to want to stay tuned. We even have a video where we get a 3-star using almost all ice golems. So we've got some crazy strategies ahead. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. It really helps the channel grow and it allows us to keep making content every single week. As you can see right now, we're taking a look at our Town Hall 11, which is the newest account we've made. It's about 2 months old at this point. And this account is exclusively to give some mid-tier content so that we can show you some strategies that you can use before you get to that high-level gameplay. But without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our first attack here. During all of these attacks, like I said, they're all Town Hall 15s or 16s, and we're going to take a look at some of the army combinations that you can actually come away with 3 stars, despite having some pretty crazy armies. So let's get into it. First off the bat, we're going to do a crazy army that includes mostly air troops. We're actually going to have the Ice Hound, that's the super troop, it's the super version of the regular Lava Hound. And then we're going to have a couple of our fire dragons, the Inferno dragons there. That is the super troop version of the regular dragons. And then we've got a baby dragon, a couple electro dragons, and then the rest of the army is kind of fodder, just some extra there. Starting off with using our lava launcher, and we're going to take out the north part of the base there. Really easy way to take out some defenses early on. You just want to make sure that you're out of the range of kind of some of the defenses like mortars, for example, the X-bows, anything like that. You're going to be in range. So you want to target a part of the map that doesn't have any sort of defenses that can hit that lava launcher while he starts to knock out some of the easy portions of the base. And then as you can see here, we've got our hero layout. The maxed out warden is going to be a big part of most of these attacks. He's got the fireball equipped. And even though the fireball is not maxed out on this account, you'll see how insane the damage is and how it can take out massive chunks of the base later on in the video here. So we went ahead and used the electro dragons. Those are just going to help set a little funnel for us by taking out some of the side defenses and buildings there. Really easy way to make sure that your army stays towards the center of the map. They're going to go down here shortly based on that air defense position, but that is perfectly okay because they've knocked out a lot of the buildings on the side there and created a pretty easy path forward for the rest of our army. So with just about 1 minute and 15 seconds here, we have barely deployed any of our army, so you're going to see really how strong the rest of this attack will be. And again, keep in mind, this is a really high level town hall here. It's got most of the defenses at the max level for the town hall. Really, they just need to upgrade their walls and it's pretty much maxed. So we're going to go at the bottom of the base here. We have dropped our Ice Hound there. He's frozen some of the defenses, including the air defense. And we've dropped our super dragons and electro dragon. Now watch the top of the screen. You see the invisibilities and then boom, the fireball is going to take out the entire eagle artillery, hit the town hall, and it's going to knock out the monolith, all with that fireball and a few earthquake spells. The majority of the map is already destroyed at this point. We're over 50%. Really, it's just a central component of the base there that we're going to attack from the sides. We used our Archer Queen to go ahead and finish up the town hall and knock out a few other buildings on the way. She hit that with range, so the bomb is not going to be any impact to our troops from the town hall, and that poison effect is going to be long gone before we actually have any troops pass through it. So we activated our champion ability there, and then we've kind of cleaned up the west side of the base, which is almost no air defenses over there with the minions, and they're just going to make a clean sweep through this base. We had the King Spiky Ball ability from distance, kind of clean up there, but that's an easy 3-star. Now next up, we're going to be taking a look at an army that you'll recognize from the lower town halls, the lavaloon, which, as we'll see shortly, is even effective at almost max Town Hall 16s. So let's see what we can do here. Moving on to our second attack, we have a similar air army, but this one is going to be mostly dominated by lava hounds and the balloons. The point of this video is to show you that even at an almost maxed out Town Hall 16, we can still take advantage of the traditional lavaloon army. Started off with using our queen and her ability to go ahead and take out a good portion of the middle of the base in terms of decreasing the hit points there. Also activated the invisibility spell, which we'll see is going to be helpful later on. And then we went ahead and backed it up with our king, who's already died, but he kind of took away some of the damage of that Inferno Tower and let the other troops take it out. We also had that spiky ball, which really helped out on the defenses there. Now, fortunately, since we have that lava launcher, it's just going to go ahead and knock out the town hall on its own. Its defense was already activated thanks to that queen arrow at the beginning of the attack, so we didn't have to waste any sort of earthquake spells activating it or using any troops to actually target the town hall. So now that that is out of the way, we're able to just use our lava hounds to take the distraction for the scatter shot there and some of the other air targeting defenses, and then we're going to just use our balloons to kind of clean up in the background there. Once we had the center of the base completely paved for our warden there, he was able to just use the fireball and knock out a good chunk of the middle of the base, including that single Inferno Tower, which was huge. And then finally from the top of the base, we're going to go ahead and use our champion, and we have that invisibility spell that will allow her to get right into the monolith there before she actually starts to take any damage. And the hogs also kind of served as a distraction. So again, we're wrapping up this base. It was another pretty easy 3-star with an unconventional army that usually you'd only see at the mid and low tiers. You typically won't see a lavaloon army at Town Hall 16. So to be able to get a 3-star with that kind of shows you how strong it is and how you can be creative with some of the hero abilities to get easy wins. So as this one wraps up, you definitely want to stay tuned for the next attack, which is going to use a pretty crazy army combination that you may have never seen before. So we're going to be attacking with not 1, but 12 ice golems, and we're going to get a 3-star on a very high level town hall. This is high level gameplay that you usually wouldn't see with ice golems. Moving into our next attack, we're going to use an invisibility right off the bat and then pop our warden and then go ahead and target the eagle artillery there. Would have been nice if it hits straight on, but it doesn't make a difference. We're able to use our earthquakes and then immediately knock out the surrounding defenses and the eagle artillery. This will be really huge when we're dealing with an attack that involves weird troops like the ice golem here, as the eagle artillery is going to be able to do splash damage and it's going to hit multiple targets, and that's going to be a problem when the ice golems are all going to go towards defenses and they might kind of clump together. So anyway, we're attacking the north part of the base there. We've got some of the ice golems leading the charge with the king right behind them. Fortunately, we're able to use the warden. He survived after taking out some of the defenses with his fireball, and so we are able to just use our healers right behind him. Still from the north part of the base, we've now got our yetis also surrounding the ice golems, and then we've got the druids providing some healing effect for them on the back end. Now on the west side of the base there, we've got the ice golems rolling in, and we've got our royal champion who's going to be able to do a lot of damage while those golems take the brunt of the hits from the defenses there. The east side of this base is pretty strong at this point, but we're going to drop 1 ice golem to kind of distract the wizard, mortar, and then that multi-target archer tower, and then hopefully that will allow our queen to kind of make her way into that area while they're frozen without taking much damage. But we're really moving across the base here. We've got the jump spells in place that'll help the queen for sure. Not much defense left, as we can see, and again, this was with almost exclusively ice golems, 12 of them. So that is a crazy army, and we're still going to come away with a 3-star here on a Town Hall 16, which is absolutely insane. And then with 30 seconds left of the attack here, that final defense falls, except for that Tesla in the corner. We're going to knock that out real quick. But beyond that, we're just going to clean up these buildings here. Again, we've got the jump spells in the middle. That'll make it pretty easy for our queen to just hop over and clean up some of those extra buildings. But then other than that, this base is an easy 3-star, and we'll be looking at some other attacks. The next ones are going to involve some miners and even some super miners, which again, that's a troop that you don't see very often at these high levels. So stay tuned for that one. For our next attack here, we're going to use a troop that you'll see a lot in the mid and the lower town halls. It's a really good troop, but it's not a troop that you see a lot in high level gameplay, and that is the miner. So without further ado, let's get into the attack. Alright guys, so onto our first miner attack. We're going to use our 2 invisibilities and then immediately hit that fireball to knock out the monolith and the surrounding defenses. Fortunately, we're also able to take out almost the entire town hall with just the queen and the warden, and we don't have to worry about the monolith either, so that's super nice. As you can see, this is probably the closest of the bases that we've attacked to being fully maxed out. That's including even the supercharged buildings. As you can see, that blue kind of sparkly effect on some of the buildings there. And we're doing this with a army that includes 15 miners, so you'll see them come into play shortly here. But we've already knocked out the south side of the map, which included the monolith and the town hall. I have a feeling a lot of people attack these bases from either the top or the bottom. We went for the bottom, and kind of the strategy there is that you can either knock out the eagle artillery and not have to worry about it for your attack, but it leaves you damaged when you get to the monolith, or vice versa, you attack from the bottom and then you just have to deal with the eagle artillery raining down on you all game. We opted for the bottom, and it worked out great considering a good part of our army here with those miners that you see, they're underground, so they're not really going to be too concerned about the eagle artillery. So we're making our way through the base here. We've got our druids who have now turned into the bears, and they're taking some of the damage away here. But other than that, you can see a lot of our troops are still alive at this point. We've got our electro dragon who's doing just fine, our queens at full health with healers, and then they're just going to make their way to the top of the base here after they knock out. There's one building left down here at the bottom, that elixir storage. And after that, this should be an easy 3-star. Like I said, the healers are going to be really huge, especially with that bomb that just hit our electro dragon there. But with 50 seconds left, not very many defenses. And again, we did this on a almost fully maxed out Town Hall 16, and our army included 15 miners, in addition to a regular golem, a few ice golems, some root riders. Really weird army setup that we dealt with here, and we still are able to get it done. So that is huge. Running out of time here with just about 25 seconds. Only a few defenses left. So this was an easy 3-star. The next attack that we'll show, it's going to involve some super miners. One thing that I am really interested in trying out is doing kind of the equivalent of a Yeti bomb, but with the super miners, where you kind of just float them in the blimp, and then when they explode, they do 2,000 damage a pop, so that's 4,000 damage. So if you combine that with some earthquake spells, that should be enough to take out the town hall. So we're definitely going to explore that. Now, similar to our last attack, you could say that this is a super version of it, where instead of a miner, we're going to use the super miners. Now, these are very versatile. We'll show you in this attack here. Let's get started. All right, now our next attack here, we are going to use our warden, and that is a really high value fireball there that knocked out kind of that whole section of the map, including the eagle artillery, which is going to be huge. And then we've dropped some healers behind the warden so that the warden can kind of just start to pick off those defenses and stay out of range for the most part. That cannon is a problem, definitely. I'm going to want to get that knocked out soon because the ricochet is making it to where our warden was taking a lot of damage too, and we've already lost his pet, but that is okay. We have knocked it out. And then we've got the lava launcher there on the east side of the map, and he should be able to take out the entirety of those defenses because the mortar is not until you get higher up in the base, and that's the only thing that's in range. Up top, you can see that we've already used our queen and the champion, and we've got our ice golem that took the brunt of the hits for the beginning portion of their attack as they kind of make their way in. We've still got both of their abilities, and we've still got most of our spells, so we're in really good shape here. We've got our 4 root riders, which we'll be able to use to kind of tank on one of the sides of the base here. The interesting thing with the super miners, like I mentioned in the last attack, is that we really want to test out using them in a blimp to see how that explosion works. But another interesting thing that you can do with them is, aside from the king, actually any of the heroes have low enough health for a single miner to be able to kill them just from contact alone with its attack, and then that explosion once they die. So if you have anybody that puts their troops on the exterior of a map, you can try just using one of the super miners, and he'll actually be able to blow them up and knock out a hero for you really easily. So we're going ahead and moving on to the middle of the base here. Should be fairly easy to knock out the town hall, considering we still have our king at pretty much full health, and then our warden there is still at high health with some of the healers helping out. Would have liked for more of our troops to stay alive here. We kind of still had, our 1 troop left that's not really going to be much use. with that king still at full health surrounded by defenses. But it will never hurt to throw one in as a distraction, I guess. But as you can see there, both of the super miners are still alive, being supported by our healers. Not really going to take much damage at all because, you know, the second they get targeted, they're going to destroy a building and go underground. As you can see right there, that's another benefit of the super miners, is that when they are close enough to a hero damaging one of our troops, they will actually change their course from whatever they were attacking and they'll go help out with the hero. So again, any hero other than the king, that is guaranteed that you will wipe that hero out with just one of the super miners. And the nice thing about them is that based on their housing space, you can actually have two of them inside of your clan castle, which should mean that, you know, you can utilize both of them for heroes or knock out a town hall, your choice. And on to our final attack of the video. We're going to use a combo that, again, you'll see at lower town halls. This is going to be a hog rider and regular miner combination. And on to our final attack here. Right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and use that warden and the fireball, and then we're going to use some earthquake spells. We've now activated the town hall, which should mean that this lava launcher can take it out pretty easily at range, totally away from any harm. It's being healed, but it's not going to matter. That lava launcher is too strong compared to the healing effect that you get from those builders. We're dropping the king down on the other side here. We're using miners and our super miner for this army. We have a few hog riders as well, so it's a really unique army again. Taking the majority of the defenses out on that south side of the base by the king is going to make things a lot more compact, which you want when you're dealing with the hog riders and the miners. We still have that king ability, so again, even if he dies, we have the ability to use that spiky ball and knock out at least a lot of the health of the surrounding buildings, which we'll see here. But even if you know, he didn't destroy a building, it puts it at low health points for the rest of the army to help out. Now, we just used the hogs at the north side of the base, and then if you saw, we actually recalled them. So the hogs were getting targeted by the scatter shot. There was some splash damage going on, and we used the recall spell, which is something that you don't often see, especially at high town halls. And what that did is it allowed us to, you know, put down our miners instead. They're going to go underground and avoid most of the damage there from that scatter shot. And then we just redeployed the hogs at the top of the base there in the northwest side. And the only, you know, defense that's going to pose a really big threat to them is the wizard, but the wizard's distracted. So we are in the clear at that point, and they have, you know, full support from the healers, and they were able to take out an extra 3 or 4 defenses there just because of the recall spell getting them out of danger from the scatter shot. Now the super miners are doing just fine. They are making their way through the base. You can see them with the king right there, and all that we have left is the scatter shot, and it is down. So again, an easy 3-star here. Somehow we missed this gold collector at the beginning, but not to worry, that's an easy takeout. So that was our last of our crazy armies. So if you have any other armies that you want to see in the future, please let us know. We would love to try them out, and we'll post a video on how we got it done. But again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.